Hello, welcome to today's episode of We Are the Church. I am Sylvia Cusa, filling in for Pastor Bill. This is his Sabbath day. Today I'm sharing an intriguing story I recently read online. It is an old Chinese story that I am told people in the East Asian countries are familiar with. It is called The Old Man Who Lost His Horse. After reading the story, it caused me to think back to difficult events in my life that seemed to work out in ways better than I could have ever imagined for myself. I pray that this story will also touch you and your memories in a positive way. Romans 8, verse 28 says, "We know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose." There was an old man who lived on the border of China and Mongolia. He had a horse that was strong and handsome. One day the horse ran away. When his neighbors expressed their sympathies, the old man replied, "It's not necessarily a bad thing." Not too long after that, after the loss of his horse, the old man's son fell from an untamed horse and broke his leg. When his neighbors again expressed their sympathies, the old man replied, "It's not necessarily a bad thing." A year later, war broke out on the border between these two countries. All the young men from the area went to war, except for the old man's crippled son. None of those young men came back from the war. The old man's son remained with him, got married, and gave him many grandchildren. As you can probably guess, the moral of this story is that what sometimes appears to be a bad thing can turn into something good, and what looks at first like a good situation can change into a bad situation. The concepts of a silver lining or blessings in disguise are apparent in this ancient story. We don't know what the future holds for us. Another observation can be made with a line borrowed from Shakespeare's play, Hamlet. There is nothing either good or bad, but thinking makes it so. The person sharing this old story commented that we should never discount or minimize someone's struggle by saying, "It's not that bad," or "It will pass soon," or "Just try harder." Remember that no matter how good our intentions are, words spoken carelessly can be worse than silence. The book of James, chapter 3, reminds us of the power and the effects of the misuse of the tongue. The takeaway point of this story of the old man is that we should hang on to hope as best as we can when sad things happen. And when things go wonderfully well, we should humble ourselves and be thankful. I close in prayer with these words from Proverbs 3, verses 5 and 6. "Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not to your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will make your path straight." May these be words of encouragement and hope for you today. Amen.